What is that red thing over there?
Yeah. It's like
It's already like a pedestal or some kind. Some kind of engine.
yeah.
I'm always looking for something with color. Something with color would be nice. Colorful one you can use right away for making paintings. You know?
Okay.
Đá chứ nè. Mơ tình. Nè, oh, look at this beauty.
What is that?
That could be something. Standing sculpture of some kind. Something different. Forces you to think. That's why we need a big studio, you know. I think that's just the curse of artists. The more space you have, the more stuff you fill it with. Oh, it's a treasure trove today. Oh, this is great. Yeah, I don't know what to do with the ice maker. I'm just gonna get it because I just think it's just cool to have. So when we left Cambodia, before we get to the refugee camps, we were in different camps, like makeshift camps, and at the border, Thailand. And my father was sneaking into the Thailand like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he'd come back at like 6 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, and he'd carry these big blocks of ice.
Wow.
And then we would shave the ice, and we would sell soda or water mixed with syrup, with ice and basil seed, and I would sell it on the street. So it just like brings back all these memories for me.
Wow.
So it's like that. Like when you see something like this, you go, okay, yeah, there's that. Can I do something with it? But sometimes objects are just beautiful. So you don't need a reason. It's just cool to see.
Yeah. How do artists evoke stories and experiences of lived environments? Their materials, ideas, and collaborators that inform their work allow us to ask questions about our own evolving relationship to our environments.
I'm quite a simple artist. I mean, I work in my own little universe here. So mainly what we do is we just make sculptures. I'm kind of responding to the site in a way, but still making the work here and not on site. From the very beginning, I started making sculpture from materials that are here, mainly because they're just around me and they are very accessible and they were common, like bamboo and rattan. Obviously in Cambodia, we are from the agrarian culture. We are very familiar with these things, so bamboo is used for everything that we had in the old days. Now in the city, you don't see much of it, but in the farm, you still see a lot of it. And rattan, that's what we make our furniture with. So I thought if they can make furniture with rattan, then maybe I can make sculpture with bamboo. So as the years progresses, I'm moving to different materials just because different ideas come in and different energy come in, and I want to express different things. Even if I'm not verbally able to express it, it's still, I think I'm attracted to certain material. So first it was rattan, and then it was bamboo, and then beeswax, burlap, resin, tree resin. These are the things that are here from this culture, and this is what we use, because this is what we can get and we can collect and we can make ourselves without having to spend a lot of money. With the recycled aluminium, I started using just before COVID time. I always knew that it was something very interesting about it because of just the low material that it was. It's common material that everybody uses, even if you live in a village, that's what you use. Even my mom, in the US, that's what she uses because she's familiar with it. It retained a certain kind of memory for her, that she was from here and that she used to use it as a kid. So I knew that material was meaningful to me. When I see a lot of metal sculptures, whether it's bronze or copper or metal, steel, stainless steel, I'm not touched by its emotion. So for me, the line is really the most important thing about any work of art that I do. All my work is about line. Even if it's a big scale, I still want to see the small scale being very detailed and very much like your hand has touched it. So every inch has been examined. So if something is wrong, we correct it, you know? Reason for that is when I look at a work, I want it to vibrate and I want it to speak to me with its energy, because without it, I think it's just an object. Yeah, ideally, I want the whole object to have an impact, but I want the small detail to have an impact as well. So in terms of technique, even just how things are, you know, done like this is very important, you know, how things wedge, how things meet. So, you know, starting over there, you can see a lot of the tree sculpture that we made is all the trees are there.
Yep.
And then the metal, 5-6 years of collecting and then using and whatever we have left is there. We cut it, you know, and then we flatten it, we wash it. And then what we don't use, we just store it over there and then maybe we'll melt it and we'll use it for other work that requires melting.
Okay, so even here you go through that process of reusing.
We don't throw anything away.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I asked my guys to even like the wire that we cut.
Yeah.
There's leftover wire, ask them to save that as well.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But yeah, we're living in a culture of not throwing stuff away. Yeah, only like cheap plastics, but even like thick plastic we don't throw away.
Okay.
Cardboard, none of that, you know. So you know, like this is a material from a temple that we bought, like a schoolhouse in a temple. I don't know what to do with it yet, but it's been sitting there for years.
It's easy to kind of categorize sometimes in an almost simplistic way, kind of natural and kind of industrial materials.
Yeah.
But here that division is kind of moot, isn't it? Because it's just all intrinsic to what you see and where you live and how you're grounded in the space.
You know, I try to experience Cambodia for everything that it has, you know, and I'm more of a fan of things that become what they are and not brought in, right? So things are just incorporate as we need, we get, you know? So I work the same way here. I mean, as we need, we get, and that's it. I sit around and thinking, oh, I would be more intelligent if I use this or that, you know? I just use whatever I can kind of like sense that are around me, and it wants to be part of my world. So yeah, that's what it is. And a lot of people think, oh, he's a bamboo artist or a rattan artist. Yes, you can say that. I don't hate it by any means. I mean, still use it, still love it, still learning from it. I don't think I'll stop anytime soon, but I am moving more and more towards the kind of the ready-made, let's say the industrial things, because it makes sense to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's there, so just
Yeah.
trying to use it.
Yeah. I like how you say that. It makes sense. It makes sense to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what my assistant brought 2 days ago. This is kind of cool. This is aluminum.
Aluminum.
So this aluminum, so it looks like it was covering something that has a lot of heat.
Yeah, it has these kind of burn marks.
Burn marks, some drips and stuff, but I think this is like many years, you know. Kind of remind me of that German painter, Anselm Kiefer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like it because it's it's kind of mysterious, you know. So I'm excited when I see things like that, you know. Not always things come and I can use it. I have stacks of things that I cannot use.
Yeah.
They're just not right now. They don't serve the purpose. Yeah, they don't
Not
really
right
serve
now.
the purpose. Maybe they can be layered together and they become something else. But as far as communicating some kind of emotion, it doesn't do it for the moment. The copper here, you know, when you hammer it, obviously the line here, the edges change. You know, bamboo is the same thing. It's got these nodes, right? And it's got the thickness. If you shape this very refined, you get a certain kind of feeling from it. Or you leave it rough like this, you get a certain kind of feeling from it. If you're making a sculpture with turning this inside out, you know, chip this off, there's a certain feeling that comes from that. So I want the copper to do a similar thing. When you hammer it, it has this sort of edge that is already something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the idea. It's just getting the line to feel some kind of emotion. You know, it's like
Labored over.
like it's just a smaller detail to me that makes the bigger whole, you know, much more powerful. It's just, you know, I need all the help I can get. Look at this thing. This is so cool, isn't it? Look at that flower there. Maybe that's the next sculpture.
Yeah, the form and the
Yeah,
line.
I love this. I love the yellow.
Yeah.
You see the yellow here?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take that. I'll glue it to my my paintings. That's beautiful. Save that. I started out with painting like when I went to grad school, and I always dreamt of being a painter all my life. But when I came back to Cambodia, somehow it felt like I'm just making decorative things, and it didn't really matter to anybody else. But I think that problem I had was because I just didn't know what painting was. So it's not so much painting's fault, it's more my fault. But recently, I'd say in the last 5-6 years, I kind of went back to painting a little bit because I think what painting offers me is a kind of creative thinking that I'm not tied to a certain subject matter. Or at least, maybe the subject matter is so wide that I'm not just focusing on any one thing. So the difference between here and sculpture is that sculpture is about itself. It's about that sculpture, and sculpture want to be that sculpture. Where painting, I think, I'm talking about painting, but this is more like a sculpture too, right? But it's a little bit more like painting.
Yeah.
At least I treat it more like painting, more like collage, where I'm taking the material also from the junkyard. Just think about my eyes and my feeling and my heart, like what is it saying to me? It's kind of like listening to music, but now I'm making music, There's something about music that wakes up all these sensations, it wakes up all these emotion in your body that your mind maybe doesn't allow. Because your mind implies that you're thinking, where your body implies that you're feeling. So I like the idea of feeling things and not thinking things. I live in the middle of nature here, and I don't have a lot of people that I communicate with. I have 2 pets, so they communicate with feelings. So it's something about emotion and feeling to me at this time that I think is really kind of succinct, putting things together that makes you feel a certain way.